Has sellers missed the best opportunity to get the most amount of money for their home? This is the most common question I am getting. Cassady Caven, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm a local realtor in the surrounding areas of Charlotte, North Carolina. Today, we're going to be talking about, have sellers missed the peak of selling their home to get the most amount of money? What we have seen over the past couple of months is that interest rates are continuing to rise, and right now they're in the mid 5% range. At the same time, we're seeing buyer demand drop off, and that means inventory is slowly starting to build up. Now, if we look at all-time rates, yes, we are historically very low, and yes, we are looking at rates a long time ago, but if we look at just the past decade, we can see that we've been pretty consistent around the 5% range. So, what are you experiencing as a seller in today's market? I want to start the video off and be very clear. I do not think that all sellers have missed the peak of selling their home, but I think it's going to come down to a couple of different factors that we're going to talk about later on in the video. So interest rates have been the key driver to the housing market over the past couple of years. Not only do we have a market of low supply of homes, but that same market had low supply of homes and low interest rates. What that means is that homes were going over asking multiple offers and they were getting top dollar. Are they still getting top dollar? Yes, but are things starting to shift? Yes. So we're seeing interest rates rise and the inventory building up. Sellers aren't getting the offers they were even 2 months ago. So what do these numbers mean and look like in terms of affordability for a buyer? If you were buying a home at $300,000, it takes that payment from $1,264 to $1,798. That's a 42% increase. The increase stays the same, but the higher you go up in price, the greater the gain is. So if you bought a home for $750,000, that payment goes from $3,162 to $4,496. Again, a $1 million home goes from $4,216 to $5,995. So with the numbers being greater than what they were a couple months ago, buyers are wanting to step back and hold off and see what the market will do. So to answer the question, have sellers missed the peak of selling their home for top dollar? That is a tough question to answer, and I think it's going to depend on what market you're in. Because real estate is so local, I think there are properties that can get multiple offers, but if you're not in the most desirable area, they may not see as many. It comes down to the area that you're in, and sometimes even as small as the neighborhood that you're in. If you're not in the most desirable neighborhood, buyers will see that when they drive in and view your property, and what that means is it could take a little bit longer to get under contract. It's not the end of the world for a seller, and it's definitely not the worst case scenario. Just expect to have to work with the buyers and meet in the middle to where you're both happy. Days on market are slowly starting to build here in North Carolina. The average days on market were 8 days in 2022. That could easily build up and maybe even double. Now, this doesn't mean that it's automatically a buyer's market. It just means that things are normalizing and gradually slowing down. Who knows what the market could look like in the next 6 months or even a year from now. Investors are slowing down as well, and they are coming down on price once you're in a contract with them, now more than ever. Make sure as a seller that your realtor is looking over every detail of the offer, that way so you can end up with a happy result. So if you're a seller out there, it ultimately comes down to your situation specifically. And if you're a buyer out there, it's the same thing for you as well. If you feel like now is the time for you to buy, go for it. It is impossible to try to buy at the all-time low. So make sure you have someone guiding you and discussing with you what is going on in the market today. Even if it's things you may not expect to hear, it is very important to have someone giving you truthful feedback and information that will help you. Thank you so much for watching, and if you have any questions or think that I can help you out, reach out to me below and I would be more than happy to answer any questions. Thank you.